terms of judicial process. Edward, you please.
This does not seem to be an even-handed situation, at least from a legal perspective. The justice is sometimes unevenly distributed amongst those persons that they decide to target for these particular things. And I don't think it's an accident that this happened to happen at this particular time. That this is, there's probably been times that she has been transit elsewhere, but this happened to be at the same time that there was the meeting between Xi Jinping and President Trump. And so sometimes the justice is treated fairly, except sometimes more fairly than others, and perhaps this is a case of that.
It was a political decision to arrest her. She wasn't going to Vancouver. She has homes there, but she wasn't going there to stay. She was in transit. And again, it's very, very unusual to have a situation like this. It really forces us to ask the questions of political involvement, and then you have to start getting into motives. Who was involved and why? I feel very uncomfortable criminalizing business. There's one thing if there are obvious lies under oath. I could see that. That's a legal issue. I think it's a slippery slope, and whether it's Huawei and Iran or many other international issues where you're right, it's sort of third-party countries that you're doing business in, and you're charged in the United States or you're charged in the EU.
I think that there's a big broad brush that's painted that China is somehow evil in some sectors. At the end of the day, I do think it's pumped up by hysteria, and like I said, this is kind of a public secret about what is happening. There isn't the hard evidence yet, and we're waiting for that to come out. And it certainly hasn't been adjudicated by triers of fact. It's been triers of rumor and innuendo and hyperbole in some of the media in the United States. I think that where the growth is going to be coming is in developing countries in Africa and Southeast Asia and Asia. And I think that at the end result, I think that this, which seems like a large negative in very developed countries in the Five Eyes, is actually going to be geopolitically and economically a big boost for Huawei, ZTE in developing countries.
There is a lot of politics at play here, and I'll get back to you. Sure. But first.